Going live. We're gonna do it live. Let's do it live, folks. How are we doing? I think we're live now. Whoops. What's up, Daniel? This is Office Hours, where I do what you tell me to do. We're still talking about Blooper. Gummy Papa's got his IPA. That's great. I've got this freaking pale ale. Wait. Where should I put it so you can see it? There it is. Yeah. Daniel, you did a video with the Signal Blender? Love a good pale ale. As you can see, I've got a lot of people have been asking me about this iPad app that I'm using with Blooper. So I did. It's actually incredibly easy to get it to show my iPad screen on the streaming thing. So that's what I did here. So we can talk about that if you want. But seriously, if anyone has any Blooper things they want to talk about, let's start with that. Otherwise, I can talk about this MIDI stuff. Gummy Papa, I have used the Ditto Looper. I've used a couple of different versions of it. I've used the tiny one and also the big four wide one. I don't even know if I'm in tune, to be honest. I'm just gonna record something. Just record something, you know? What's up, Dave? Ooh, Julian with a good question. Dave, did you see that I said you could join the stream if you want to? Because you can. If you want to. Also, I've invited Joel. We'll see if he shows up or not. Brad says, I'd love to hear how the LCAP degrading looping compares to the Blooper degraded looping. Ooh, that's a good idea. We can do that. So Julian says, any tips of managing volume levels between layers? I mean, that's a big thing. Especially for a board like mine, where you can mess with the volume in so many places. So like for me, I have a volume on my compressor. That's the first pedal on my chain, right? I got a gain coming out of it. I've got the Signal Blender, which I then have separate volume control over 3 different devices. And then after Signal Blender, I've got the Evil Filter, which has its own input-output volumes. So yeah, I mean, I won't talk too much about volume levels, but like, really, I just try to keep everything at unity. So here, let me zoom out on this camera. You can see the whole board, maybe. Again, we're talking about Blooper, but like, we'll talk about this for a second. So you can't see my compressor, whatever. But like, so okay, my compressor is off right now. So I'll play. Compressor is off. Actually, I might be losing some volume right there now that I... Compressor off, compressor on. No, I'm raising the volume. What am I talking about? Bring the volume up. So like, just doing these checks is important. So there's that volume. Okay, so now I can see the... All right, I'm boosting the volume slightly with my compressor. All right, and then I go into Signal Blender right here. I'll turn on my clean. So this is off, and then this is on. Roughly the same, so that's probably fine. Now let me turn the filter on and off. So I've done a decent job there too. So filter off, on. It's boosting a little bit too. I can bring it back down. Hey, Dave, are you here?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're kind of quiet, but it's all good. I'm going to bump your volume up.
I got these new headphones, and the microphone sits very far away from my mouth. So.
Yeah, I hear that. You, do you got your blooper yet?
Probably. I have to go to my house today, so
all right.
I'll check when I get to there.
So this is my, if for any of you who don't know, this is my friend Dave, who is admin on my Discord server, makes his own ambient music, and he's getting a blooper today. So that's cool.
Blooper.
All right, I'm zooming back into the blooper. There we go. What should I do? Oh, someone wanted to. Can you hear my guitar, Dave?
Yep.
Nice. Someone suggested that we compare the degradation abilities of Blooper versus Capistan, which I thought would be really cool, actually.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the degradation called on the Blooper?
Stability.
Stability. That's so far when I've been listening to you play. That's like my favorite sound that it makes.
Yeah, and there's a bit of debate about it because some people don't like the white noise that it introduces. They just want the warbliness.
So they don't like Joel's pedals then.
They don't like Joel's pedals is the thing. And hold on, AP says, would there be a reason to get rid of my mood if I get a blooper, or is it cooler to keep both because they play off of each other? I mean, I think they're very different pedals that work very well together and accomplish very different goals in terms of looping and textures and stuff. But if one of them lends more towards your style, then just go with that one. If one of them doesn't, then stay away from that one. So
yeah, it sort of depends on what you're like. How much are you looping? Do you need multiple loops going in your live set? Are you playing ambient music and you need multiple loopers? Or are you playing like Nirvana covers and
that's
you don't
true.
need it at all?
Yeah, because mood you're not going to be able to do a ton of really time-based stuff as much as blooper, if that's something you care about. Mood is going to be far more textural and out of time. So I do have a loop in blooper now. So how do we want to do this, folks? How do we want to compare blooper and Capistan? Do we want to try to get... Ooh, here's an interesting idea. I could actually record into blooper and Capistan at the same time, the same signal, and we could go from there. But I'd be curious to see what people think, what kind of sounds we want to test degrading abilities, because I like this idea. You guys want like a kind of regular guitar sound, like playing some notes and chords?
Can you give us an example of your clean tone first?
Hi, my name is Andy, and I'm playing through a 65 amps Soho. Turn the reverb off. Here's my clean signal. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I think we need some thumbs up in the chat.
Can we get some thumbs up in the chat for that? Yeah, I can A/B them after recording into both. The signal is already split, so like we're good. I'm just thinking like, what kind of sounds do you guys want to hear degrade? Like I could do some real pad kind of stuff, or I could just play a few notes. Actually, okay, I'm gonna set something up here with mood and blooper. So blooper's already got a loop in it. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn off additive. Yeah, Brad, we're gonna answer your question. Brad says, mainly wondering if they're similar or not, trying to do the same thing or fundamentally different in some way. I mean, I think blooper will be able to do something close to what Capistan does and more. Is basically what it is. Capistan does its own thing, has its own sound, which might be desirable or not, but blooper can do more. Is kind of the thing. So I'm just gonna. How do I want to set this up? How should I set this up, Dave? Since no one else is telling me what to play, what should I play?
I think maybe we can do two different things. So maybe play like a little, just like play little knobs, like pick an A sus or something.
Right.
And record that first, and then maybe we can do like a pad secondly and see how it adds the texture.
All right, let's do that. Mr. Cowfood says drum machine, which would be cool, but I do not have the ability to do that at this time on the stream. So, all right. So I am going to hit record on both of these.
It'd be cool to get your little Jonesy synth set up.
Oh yeah,
through the blooper at some point.
The VSS 30. Yeah, we could do that for sure. Oh, mix. Wow, I still have a loop in Capistan. You guys want to hear what a El Capistan loop sounds like from yesterday? That's still in here. This is what it sounds like. Do you guys love that? Wow. Okay. We're gonna get rid of that. Okay, so I'm gonna hit arm on Capistan, and then these two buttons will punch us in. And I'm gonna leave repeats there, wow and flutter there, repeats up, no stability. Okay, so these will be doing roughly the same thing. Hey Maxim, hello to Russia. Hello from the United States to Russia. Hello to Russia. Okay. Here we go. I don't know what I'm going to play. I'm going to do A sus like Dave said. Here we go. Record. Here comes the sus. You ready? There it was. All right. Oh, look at that. They're like on top of each other. They're both stacking now, so. Oh! Did you hear that bad note?
This is incredible.
No. These loops are staying synced up though. You hear that? That's kind of crazy. Oh my god. Should I redo this?
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't sound good.
I mean, the point isn't that. Okay, so both loopers are doing the same thing. So we got to be smart right now because Capistan is already degrading. So this is just Capistan by itself, okay? Here's Blooper by itself. Oh, okay, here's a problem. So Blooper actually re-recorded the Capistan loop that was already coming back around. Does that make sense? So it's like a little bit doubled on Capistan and stability up a quarter on Blooper, and we will listen to what happens. So here's Capistan. So that's Capistan as it's starting to degrade. And then here's Blooper. Oh wait, I gotta hit record on it. I'm stupid. So Blooper's gonna be a bit behind Capistan in terms of degradation right now. Oh, Nightbot is doing the wrong commands in my chat right now. Okay, so Blooper is recording stability over time right now. So that's Blooper, here's Capistan. So it actually is seeming like the stability on Blooper is maybe more subtle than the Capistan additive stuff. So that's Capistan, Blooper. Interesting. I'm gonna turn the stability up a little bit on Blooper. Gummy Papa, are you being serious or no? So that's Blooper. Here's Capistan. I mean, they have their own characters for sure. Yeah, and Daniel's right. There are a ton of ways to degrade on the Blooper, but only one on Capistan. So that's Capistan. So Blooper is getting more white noisy. Whereas Capistan. Yeah, so that's the noise thing. You can tell stability is definitely adding some noise over time that Capistan is not doing. Yeah, that note is funny. I'm gonna leave it though. I'm fine with it. I'm gonna turn the stability up to noon on Blooper. So Blooper, Capistan. Are you still there, Dave? Oh, he's muted.
Yeah, I'm making a sandwich, so I was muting myself.
Nice. So it seems like Blooper gets a little more chorusy as it's degrading. So that's Blooper. Here's Capistan. Okay, Blooper. Wow, so this stability is really doing it now. Yeah, the bloop is doubled, but hopefully this still gives you an idea of the character of the degradation. So that's Blooper. Wait, this is Blooper. Let's try this again real quick. Oh, Made Up Monster, you're right. The Blooper is constantly recording the Capistan. Yeah, let's stop this. Let's stop this madness. Stop it. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a pad from the Dark Star. Maybe we don't need it like that. Let's do a pitch one with octave down and octave up like this. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna freeze this pad. I'm gonna play this. Okay, we froze that in the Dark Star. So now I'm going to hit record on Blooper. Hey, Caden with the $2. Thank you, Caden. More shrimp. Okay, so there's Blooper. So it's playing back now. Now I'm recording into Capistan. The same pad. We'll wait until the Capistan goes all the way around. Once this light turns off, we'll know. Actually, that light's not gonna turn off. I'm gonna turn it off myself. Okay. So now I'm gonna turn the Dark Star off. Okay. So we've already got the Capistan doing a little degradation. This is the Capistan. Capistan, Blooper. Okay, this is going to be a much better comparison. Okay, so Blooper, we're going to hit record and add some stability. It is now degrading. Capistan is already degrading. Oh, this is a fast way for me to switch between them. All right, I'll do this. So this is Capistan. Blooper. Cool. Here. Just so you can see the signal blender there. So I'm hitting these two buttons, and they're switching between blooper and mood. So blooper is on now. Capistan. Blooper. Capistan. Let's make blooper get crazier. And actually doing it this way means that blooper is not continually recording Capistan. Yeah, Capistan seems to like kind of collapse the frequencies, like the highs and lows. It kind of moves to like a mid frequency. So that's Capistan. Here's blooper again. Blooper seems to do more kind of warble stuff. Blooper. Capistan. Blooper. Capistan. So that's interesting. This is blooper right now. The warbliness on the blooper seems to be more than the Capistan. So here's the Capistan. Yeah, Capistan definitely does sound more high pass, Daniel. It's Capistan, blooper. I'm gonna bring the wow and flutter up to noon and really crank the stability up on blooper.
Yeah, you don't have I'm trying to see on the video, but it's small on the phone. You don't have the tape age up at all on the cap?
No, I don't. That would make it get real dark real quick. And like, so what Dave said, in case you couldn't hear, is like, I'm not turning the tape age up on Capistan because that'll darken the signal. And if I was going to do something somewhere in blooper, I could do an additive filter addition so it would get slightly darker over time. But I am not doing that right now. So there's Capistan with wow and flutter at noon. And then blooper. Whoa. The pitch bending on blooper seems to be more prominent. What is Gummy Papa says? Can you record a loop into Capistan that also records into blooper that also degrades it? Yes. Yes, I could absolutely do that. It won't turn into madness in a bad way. For sure. So that's Capistan. Blooper. Blooper seems to be getting louder faster too. If I turn the repeats knob down, it would get quieter. Interesting. Yeah, the Capistan is staying at a more reasonable volume level.
Do you have your oscillator protection?
Do I have what?
On the you know that the oscillator like limiter in the
blooper?
Under the hood settings? No, in the L cap.
Oh, I forgot. There's like a bass control, right? For the way it degrades. Daniel, I'm not using any mods on blooper, no.
I'm trying to remember what the actual control is, and if it, I don't know if it even.
I think there's crinkle and bias, right? Aren't those the two that are like the tape age and wow and flutter alt controls?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm
tape
talking
bias.
About the bias.
Moo Man says, "Can you bring back the original drone?" No. I can't. I guess I could on Blooper. Like El Capistan, we're stuck with this sound now. Oh my gosh, Blooper is getting wild. This is Blooper. But I can stop recording on Blooper and then roll back the layers knob, and then we got the clean signal again. Yeah, so that's the original one and the degraded one, which is clearly louder. Original. Degraded. That's crazy. Interesting. So this versus this. I mean, they're different, but similar, which is, I guess, what we were just trying to do. So, all right, I'm done with this. Done with that. Yeah, congrats, Nolan Marshall. Just got his blooper today. Nice. Yeah, Daniel says tape age secondary function is a low end contour. Yeah. And to be honest, I have no idea where that's set for me. But Gummy, what did Gummy Papa said? He said something about, can you record a loop into Capistan that also records into Blooper that also degrades it? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So as a reminder of my setup, I'm going all of this other crap into Capistan, then into Signal Blender, which then has Blooper in this A send and receive channel. So what I'm going to do is oh shit, I'm going to turn Blooper, or erase what's in there first. Turn it up. And then, do we want, all right, Gummy Papa, tell me what you want here. Do you want the Blooper loop to be constantly recording and constantly fading away, as well as the Capistan doing that? Because that would be easy to do. That would be kind of fun. So we could be kind of just playing and not hitting any controls on the on any of the loopers, just kind of letting them do their thing. Yeah, let's do that. All right. So what that's going to mean for Blooper, I'm going to zoom back in here. We got to see these bad boys. All right. There we go. So I'm going to set up Blooper first. So we're going to want to have repeats at less than full. I'm going to put it to noon, since Blooper is also going to be hearing the Capistan repeats. So I don't want it to keep stuff for too long. Do you guys see all the text messages I'm getting on my iPad right now? The thing is popping off, the group chat that we're in, Dave.
The slow boys are out to play.
Yeah, we're all stuck at home, just freaking talking about ambient. All right, so this is for Gummy Papa. So we got repeats at noon. Let's make stability be a little more chill than what it was last time. Let's add. I really like adding the dropper modifier. So that's modifier 2 in mod A. So it'll drop out some of the audio. And then what else could we do? Let's do the scrambler mod 5. Just a little bit. So Blooper will be constantly reducing stability, will be dropping out some of the audio, and will be scrambling up the audio. And the repeats, because the repeats are here, it will go away over time. So I'm gonna hit record on this, and I'm just gonna record a blank length of time, which I don't know how long it should be. Maybe this long. Boom. All right. So now it's just recording constantly. Now let's make Capistan record constantly too. So I'm gonna turn the repeats down a little bit, less than 3 o'clock. So that'll always fade away. Wow and Flutter and type age at like 3 o'clock. And then hit the arm this. So now we should be good. If I just start playing, both things will start looping. And I have no idea really how this is going to sound. So let's try it. I don't want the Dark Star on. We need some reverb. There we go. think that's blooper coming back around. So you can hear those layers kind of fading away. Maybe we shouldn't let them fade too fast. Maybe they're fading away too fast. And again, too, what will be happening is that the Capistan is building up a loop, but then because of the way the signal flows here, Blooper is not only listening to my guitar playing, but also the Capistan loop. So Blooper is looping the Capistan loop. Does that make sense? And it's cool that it gets more warbly over time. I'm wanting more from this. It's pretty subtle. What might be interesting is to make Blooper go down an octave every time. Let's try that. So let's move over to mod 4. So every time it goes around, Blooper is going to be going down an octave. Let's try. Yeah, that separates it a little more. Let's just let this go around and see how that sounds. So those low frequencies are what Blooper is doing. And it's reversing it too. So Blooper is responding to Capistan right now, not me. I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's some really low frequencies going on as Blooper keeps bringing it down and down and down. Now you can hear that dropper adding more. Let's make the dropper a little more, whatever. I'm gonna use some super ego swells. Well, that sounds cool. Whoa, not doing anything. Oh, we gotta talk about this iPad stuff too after this. This is kind of cool. See, again, blooper, the fact that this repeats knob is down is really what's doing it for us here. If it wasn't for this, we would just be stacking and stacking and stacking, and it would be a nightmare at this point. Probably. And again, if we like what blooper is doing at any point, here, let me give some more signal to it. Then we can hit the record button and have it stop recording, and that'll like freeze it where it's at. So there it comes back around. So I can like freeze this right here. Boom. Now blooper is frozen. Let's turn Capistan off. So blooper is frozen like this right now. Aaron Meager says, is there a limit to how many layers you can loop on blooper, or is it limitless? You can have up to 8 layers on blooper that can be scrolled through or undone. Once you have 8 layers and you continue to stack on top of there, you will just dub on that 8th layer. So there won't actually be more than 8 layers. Does that make sense? This is cool because we froze blooper at whatever current octave and stability value it was at. But if I hit record now, it's going to continue again to make it octave down every time it goes around. And again, for those of you who are wondering why that would be the functionality when you hit record, that's because we're in additive mode, which is this middle, this toggle. So additive mode means that any effects from mod A, mod B, or stability, and including repeats, will be printed to the loop. If I move over to normal mode, that won't happen. Then it's just gonna function like a regular looper, and the effects will be applied on top of the loop, but will not be printed, if that makes sense. So if I go back to additive mode, hit record, then we're back to continuing to degrade, continuing to move down an octave every time the loop goes around. So that's cool. Where's my volume? Why don't I have volume right now? Oh, because I turned it off. That's why. There's the lower octave. And so, again, this is what Gummy Papa asked to happen. The reason this is working the way it is because of the 2 repeats knobs. Whoops. These 2 knobs right here. The fact that these are at less than full means that each of these loops are going to slowly fade away. Young Shay says, is there any tone loss when you transfer the loop from El Cap to blooper? Volume loss? I mean, yes. There always is. I mean the El Capistan is technically a tone loss device. In looper mode, I mean, you're degrading the signal no matter what's happening. And then the volume level is volume loss is purely based on how you set stuff up. So the fact that I've got everything in this signal blender right here allows me to have more control over volume levels like that. So yeah, I mean El Capistan and Blooper are both high quality pedals that are doing very good analog to digital conversion and stuff. And yeah, they're some of the best. So you're gonna have minimal noise and volume issues, in my opinion. The signal blender is very quiet. Yeah, I'm very happy with the noise level from the signal blender for sure. So do we want to talk about this Bluetooth stuff? Is that what we want to do? Yeah, the signal blender rules. It's kind of, I've said it a lot, but it's really changed the way I use my board. How's your sandwich, Dave? Oh, wow.
It's completed. Sorry.
You're good.
Sandwich was great. I was gonna say, I think it's interesting that like doing these comparisons is sort of helpful, but at the same time, like the blooper can like do some of what the L cap is doing. The L cap like does a singular thing, and it's really, really good at it. Like besides the delay, I'm talking about the sound on sound. You know.
Yep.
It's like this is the thing that you get. And blooper's like, yeah, we can get something similar, but also look at these 7 other like modes that you can put into the loop to change it.
Yeah.
So like if you are not happy with the way that the degradation sounds by itself, great news. You can keep adding other things to make your loop different, you know, and so I think there's not really like I'm gonna have both on my board, you know. You're gonna have both on your board.
Already do, but
they're great pedals.
Yeah.
So everyone, just go out and buy all the pedals.
Buy a blooper.
Also, they're all different and they're all great.
They're all different and they're all great. Caleb says hi, Dave. Well, he said, "Whoa, hey, what's Caleb. Up, Dave?" Is what he said. So.
Whoa, what's up, Caleb?
Okay, so someone said something. It's Nolan says, is the USB port on Blooper for future updates? Yes. That's exactly what it's for. And there is talk of, and I believe this is the plan, to have a modifier management system. So currently you've got 6 modifiers that cannot be changed. You've got, let's see if I can remember. 1 is unquantized pitch, so non-stepped pitch modifier. 2 is dropper, so it'll drop out parts of your loop. 3 is... what is 3? 3 is something. Trimmer. 3 is trimmer, which will cut either the beginning or end of your loop off. 4 is quantized pitch, so that'll do pitch shifting in octaves and fifths. 5 is scrambler, so that'll take your loop and take pieces of it and put it in other places, which is cool. And then 6 is a filter. That's what you got right now. But in the future, the idea is to be able to hook up to USB on the side over here and then use some software and actually load in the modifiers that you want in the slots that you want. So that should be cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So it'll be more unique for your personal thing. This is the world we're in. Awesome.
People can they can like put out a pedal and they're like, cool, here it is. Also, we can make it better later.
We can, yeah, absolutely.
So wild.
Okay, so let's talk about this Bluetooth thing real quick. So I can't show you underneath my board right now because I worry that if I touch it, it'll stop working. But so what you're seeing on the screen here is my iPad app. This is an app called Ribbon, R-I-B-N. And all right, so we all know that Chase Bliss pedals have all these dumb dip switches in the back, right? They're super dumb. No one knows how to use them. Waste of space. They make the pedal really expensive. You know, everyone knows all that. But basically, oh yeah, Julian also makes a good point. There's also talks about being able to transfer loops to your computer via USB, which is true, and that would be very awesome. And what I was saying before that was very important and very smart. And the thing that I was
saying...
switches.
You're replacing the dip switches.
Dip switches. So the main thing, all you got to know about the dip switches on Chase Bliss pedals is that when you flip one on, it basically turns the knob into just being one value and it starts like sweeping it for you. It starts basically turning the knob for you. That's not physically happening. The knob is not physically turning, but in terms of a value, it's like ramping. It's going up and down based on how you have it set. This iPad app basically lets me do that without having to reach back and turn on a dip switch. So a good example would be, this is how I have the thing already set up. Turn blooper off, turn the stability down. Not going to have any modifiers right now. Repeats up, layers up. Anyway, I'm just going to record something random here. Didn't mean to hit my strings that hard, apologize. All right, there's a loop. It's fine. Okay. So, here, I'm going to make this bigger on the screen for a second. Okay, so you're seeing my iPad. I'm going to go into the settings. So, one of the most important things to notice here on this iPad app is you see how there's this channel selection on the left. So I got channel 2, I got channel 3, and I got channel 4. And those correspond to the different pedals I'm controlling with this app. So channel 2 is the gen loss, which you can barely see at the top left corner of the screen, the blue pedal right here. Channel 3 is mood, MIDI channel 3, and channel 4 is blooper. So I had to change mood and blooper to be on new MIDI channels. And then I had to look up the manual, the MIDI manual for these pedals, and look up the MIDI CC number to control the particular things that I want to control. So on blooper, you can see on the bottom those two blue ones. I got CC 19, which is mod B. And then I've got CC 14, which is the volume of blooper in total. Oh, and then... So the way this app works is that I just move my finger and it records that movement as an LFO. Ready? So I'm gonna press on this mod B thing. I'm gonna go whoosh, sweep it like this. Okay, so now it's sweeping. I got an LFO now. I've got a low frequency oscillator. It's oscillating at a low frequency, so low that I can see it. Okay, so what's happening now? I'm gonna make this smaller so you can see. So I got mod B ramping right now. You can see on the pedal, mod B, the knob is right here. Nothing is happening. And that's because I don't have the modifier engaged. Whoops, right here. So if I engage this, what you're going to hear is the loop being pitched in octaves and fifths. So I'm gonna turn it on, ready? There it goes. That would be amazing if it was physically moving, but that's how the automaton pedals are gonna work from Chase Bliss. The sliders will move. So you can hear how that's working. And I can redo this LFO and make it slower or or faster. I'll make it faster, why not? Like that. Let me do a slower one. The app is called Ribbon, R-I-B-N. Okay, so now so we're ramping through values of this modifier knob. So the value that's on the knob now is being completely ignored because this iPad app is changing it for me. So we're ramping mod B now without using a dip switch, which is cool. But now I can ramp the volume of blooper separately so that it'll come back up at like a different pitch. So let's do a kind of a quick... So you can see we're ramping mod B and volume. You put some reverb after it, turn the reverb up. And the other thing, the other limitation that Chase Bliss pedals have in terms of the internal LFO is they're all based on this ramp value, on this knob. So they'll all be ramping at the same speed. But with this app, I can have separate speeds or LFOs for each parameter. Yeah, sorry, I didn't finish talking about how this is actually connected to the board. So, and Mark says you can send control voltage into the expression jack too, so can control it from a modular synth. Absolutely, you can. And then Moo Man says, could you theoretically do all this stuff with a Zoya too? Maybe. I don't know Zoya very well. I don't know what it's capable of. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know much about Zoya. And Mr. Cowfood says, is the Chase Bliss MIDI box involved here or a different DIN to TRS box? No, I am using the Chase Bliss MIDI box. It is taped under my board right here. You can see this gaff tape chilling right here. That's holding my MIDI box under there. So what's happening is so. Oh, let me show you. So I'm gonna turn Blooper off for a second. I'm gonna show you the settings in this app. So if I go to Bluetooth here, you see this MIDI box. You see that it's connected. So this iPad is connected to the MIDI box, and the way it's connected via Bluetooth to the MIDI box is I bought this $50 Yamaha Bluetooth interface that's very small, and it stays plugged into the MIDI box and actually receives power from the MIDI box, so I don't ever have to power it or do anything with it. So it's connected there. And then if I go to MIDI on this, I have Bluetooth checked, so this app is sending MIDI over Bluetooth, and that's all I needed to do to make it work. Okay, so Ryan says, does physically adjusting the mod B now set a max value for the LFO? No, it does not. So the way you got to think about it, let me turn it up again. Let me turn the bloop volume off. So we're at a consistent volume now. So we're just hearing the mod ramp. I'm gonna turn that off too, actually. The way you need to think about it is the length of this ribbon on the app, the full length of that represents the full length of the knob values on the pedal. So if I go from this side, the full left side, here, let me shrink this a little bit so you can see the pedal too. So if I go, and I can actually change this app to not do a LFO and just do a value. So if I sweep it, so I swept it all the way to the left there, right? That's gonna correspond to the same as if I turned this mod B all the way to the left. So turning the mod now affects it because I'm not doing an LFO on the app. Does that make sense? So if I go all the way up here, that's reverse 2 octaves up, I think. But then I can take this ribbon and go all the way to the other side. So now that's 2 octaves forward, which again, if I move this knob, it takes over, but then I can still get to that same point, right? So the ribbon is just representing the values that are on the knob. It doesn't do anything with a max value or anything. But then you can kind of play it with your finger like this. And what's cool, ooh, this would be fun too. I can actually record these movements, right? So if I hit record on Blooper and then move, ooh, this is actually an interesting test. I don't know if this will, let's see if this works the way we want. So I'll hit record and then I'll move around this mod B value, and I am in additive mode, so this should work. So record. Nice. Let's see, did it record? Yeah, it recorded that in there. So now that's part of the loop. My little performance with the ribbon. That's pretty cool. And you know what?
I just checked.
Oh, what?
Sorry, I just checked, and Ribbon is an iPhone app as well as an iPad app. So
Yeah.
you don't have to have just an iPad,
Yeah, you
so
just
it's like, who has an iPad, But everybody's got an iPhone. So
I know.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's like $4 or something. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, you just need a iOS device and like a Bluetooth something. Or you don't even have to use Bluetooth. There's physical MIDI connections to iOS devices too. And then I can do guitar player plays the iPad for 14 minutes. Yeah. I play the iPad now, not the guitar.
So I think you covered this, but I wanna be a little explicit here.
Yeah.
Because I have besides the blooper that I'm picking up today, the other Chase Bliss pedal that I have is the Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
And that has a knob on it called Tone, which is a filter for the reverb.
Yeah.
And you can't ramp the tone knob from the physical pedal. But what you're saying is, just like volume on the Mood, or on the blooper, I could theoretically, if I have this MIDI set up, start ramping or controlling the tone knob from my phone.
That is correct.
And get an automated filter on my reverb pedal.
That is correct. This is absolutely correct.
Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's stuff that Chase Bliss pedals can do, certain things that can happen that can only happen with MIDI. Like you can do a couple presets on board, but if you've got MIDI hooked up, you can do 128 presets. Blooper doesn't have presets. The other ones do. Blooper can save your loops is the thing. So yeah, no Dark World on the board, Brad. I'm sorry. Can't wait for an iPad solo. Hell yeah, I'll play a fucking iPad solo. Oh wait, why is it not working? Oh, because that thing isn't on. Here, now it's on. Here's my iPad solo. There you go. Nolan says, "Are you sure you can't ramp tone on Dark World? Are you sure, Dave? Are you positive about that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, because whatever knob is shared with ramping, you can't ramp that knob on Chase Bliss pedals.
Right.
So like on Mood, you can't ramp mix. On Blooper, you can't ramp volume. On Genloss, you can't ramp wet value. And I guess on my Spectre here, you wouldn't be able to ramp mix too. So, but
which is a shame because the filter on the Dark World is so great. It sounds so good to me.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm like, all I want to do is move this all the time. But I'm playing guitar, so it's hard.
Right. Well, now you can with Bluetooth.
But now you can, folks.
Wait, people are saying, Kevin says Dark World tone can ramp. Ramp is shared by Dwell of Dark Channel. So I think you might be wrong there, Dave. You might have a problem.
I'm wrong?
You might be wrong.
Maybe I've been doing it wrong. I am really bad with reading manuals.
With reading?
So...
Where's my Dark World? I want to look at it. I don't even know where my Dark World is.
See, I'm so glad we did this stream. So that I can be told what's what.
Brad just said, "You are the Ingve of iPads." That's a good Twitter name, the Ingve of iPads. Yeah, Gummy Papa says he's ramping tone right now, Dave. You're a fool.
Well, that doesn't sound right. Did you know, here's the thing, did you know that people online can just say whatever they want? So I feel like actually what's happening right now is I'm being bullied on this stream by strangers.
Yeah, that is. I love that. Also, Made Up Monster says if you plug an expression pedal into mood without engaging any ramping dip switches, you control the mix knob. That's smart. Man, Chase Bliss pedals are so smart. This loop is still going, and it sounds cool. I'm gonna turn the dropper on. Pedals don't care about your feelings, Dave. Says Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
What else? What do people want to? What do we want to do here? What do we want to talk about? We did some MIDI stuff. We compared it to Capistan. What else? This is office hours. What do you folks want to see or hear? Maybe you'd like Dave to tell a joke. I don't know. I don't think we should let Dave tell a joke on here.
Oh, great. I have some really good jokes. Who wanna? You guys heard about the economy? Huh?
You got a little robot-y there. The connection isn't great for some reason. It's probably my fault.
Don't worry about it. It was bad anyway.
Hi, Ken. Whenever someone talks to Dave, I feel like it is Hal from 2001, says Brad. Moon Unit says you're about to be racist. Hope that's not true.
Brad, well, that's not true. Brad has been saying he's been on that HAL 9000 kick like all week.
Ooh. How do we like this? This is nice. Robot Dave has some hot takes, yeah. Gummy Papa says, can we continue to argue with Dave on what can be ramped?
Look, maybe it's just my pedal, okay? You don't know.
Maybe just
maybe
the one pedal
that can't be ramped.
Maybe.
And messed up, and they're like, oh, well, we'll just send it to this guy. He doesn't do anything. And I was like, wow, this is just how it is.
Here's what'll be fun. I'm gonna change the modifier to be a filter. And we're gonna ramp it. That'll be fun. Just ramp it like this. So on the filter modifier right here, anything below noon is a low pass, anything above noon is a high pass. So we're just gonna chill on the low pass part of it, which means I'm only gonna use half of the ribbon on this app, right? So we'll start here, boom. Yeah, that sounds nice. It's hard to tell. We got to get it to line up right. Ken. Johnny says, what are some other pedals that sound like the Gen Loss? I mean, that's a good question. So the Gen Loss at its core is high pass and low pass filtering and then some wow and flutter. Yeah, shallow water, like Ken says, the Fairfield shallow water is a good thing to look at. Very cool. And Brumata says the same thing. And also, Ken with another good suggestion, the Zvex instant lo-fi junkie is cool, too, to do some of this stuff. Lots of people saying shallow water, so might want to look at that. I have not tried anything from Fairfield, and I really want to. I'm going to make this LFO go faster. There we go. Mr. Cowfood says, so with the ribbon app, I could add all 6 modifiers to be in use? Oh, no. You can't use all 6 modifiers. You can control these 2 knobs, mod A and B, but you've still got to use these these little selectors to decide which modifier you're using. So like I'm ramping mod B right now, which is currently on a filter. but if I move it over to a different one, it's going to be ramping the pitch like this. Ready? Like that. I'm going to go back to the filter. Daniel says, could you imprint the mod plus LFO ramp? Wait, you mean the mod plus the volume? Like, do you want me to, Dan, do you want me to record what's happening right now? Like, should I just hit record and see what happens? All right, I'm gonna do a one-shot record. So I'm gonna hold down the record button and apply these effects, and we'll see. Yeah, and then we'll switch mods, like Dan is saying. So I'm gonna do a one-shot record. Okay, so we got that applied. So if I turn these modifiers off, okay. Now I'm curious if I turn off this volume LFO, if that was stored. Okay, so it does not record the volume ramping, which is fair because that's not actually a function you can do on the actual pedal. What's up, Frames Ambient? Okay, so now, all right, let me. Yeah, so now I can switch mods, and we can pitch the filter. So since we applied that filter thing, we're now. Let's make that slower. Slow it down. There. So now we're pitching a loop that had some filter LFOs applied to it previously. Pretty cool. And again, I could use this. I could use this app to like start controlling stability too. Kevin Glancy says, can the app be used to ramp between two specific knob positions or just either top bottom sweep like the dip switches do? So the app is based on how you draw it with your finger. So like watch, I'm gonna take my finger, this one that I'm holding up, and I'm going to touch this mod B thing, and I'm only gonna sweep the middle for you. Ready? So I'm gonna touch it here, boom, and then I'm gonna sweep up, and then back. And so it recorded that movement with my finger. So we're not going to any of the extreme values here. What if I use a different finger? If I use a different finger, it's gonna sound 100% different. So, yeah. I mean, so Kevin, to really answer your question, yes, it can do what you're asking, but you gotta feel it out a little bit. You can do a similar thing with the wiggle dip switch, but you don't have as much control over where the values are sitting. You know? Like the wiggle dip switch on the back of Blooper provides a predetermined level of wiggle, right? So like, I feel like this is not working right now. Like it's not actually ramping. Oh, there it goes. I mean, there's only so much you can do with just like a few dip switches and straight up knobs, you know? I feel like this stopped. Whoa, my pedal got in a weird state. Did you guys see this? I freaking weirded it out. I don't know what happened. Yeah, David, this is Ribbon, R-I-B-N. What did I do to this? I like erased the loop accidentally. That's cool. Let's get another loop in there. Should I get a Zoya and do office hours about Zoya? I'm down. Oh, wow. I forgot that modifier was on. Kind of cool, though. Yours has been erasing loops automatically. Weird. See ya, Moon Unit. Young Shay, I've not messed with the happiness from Dwarfcraft. The only filters I've messed with are the evil filter right here. The Condor from Chase Bliss is great. And the Gen Loss right here is part of it is a filter too. That's kind of all I've really used. Yeah, repeats are all the way up. Okay, so I've got this loop now. Let's do it like a tremolo effect to it. There we go. Oh, Ryan, I thought you were asking me about repeats. Who was just saying? Oh, Zach. Have you upgraded to the latest firmware? Blooper firmware? Check out the Blooper subreddit. There should be a pinned post that has the latest firmware for you to upgrade to. It might solve some of your issues. Oh, if you just received it yesterday, yeah, I don't know. Make sure you're not ramping anything. Make sure all your dip switches are off. This is cool. Yeah, I assume it is updated. Oh, I'm recording this. It's recording all these movements of the mod knob. It's gonna go insane in a second. It's gonna get really bad. Not bad, but just it's gonna get really out there. Because we're recording all these movements every time. Crazy. Alright, go back. Ken says, so the next step would be a ribbon-like app that just ramps randomly, right? I mean, yeah, that would be cool. I'm enjoying the performative aspect of this because it's not just like a sine wave, right? Like I drew in this volume LFO, right? It's basically like seems like the waveform it's doing right now is kind of like a shark tooth or something, yeah. And like I can change the way it feels, you know? I can make it more of a sine wave like this. And that was me drawing in that, and that completely changed the way the loop feels, right? Andy, do you have any ideas for pedals that you would like to see someone make? Yes. I do, and I'm making one with a company right now that I will not tell you any more information about right now. So stay tuned, I guess, for that. But also with this whole virus thing, who knows when that's gonna happen. Can you ramp mod A on Blooper while ramping mod B independently? Yes, absolutely. Ken with a good question says, is there lag? Do you have to draw first and release, or can you just use the ribbon like an expression slider? Yes. So I currently have them all set to be LFO, but if I go to the settings thing here and turn off this like little infinity loop thing, I'll turn it off for mod B. So now I just have an expression control over mod B. So I'll turn mod B on, and now I can just put it where I want it to be. Is it working? There it is. And I guess Ken, I don't see a ton of lag. I don't feel a ton of lag with what I'm doing. Yes, Ribbon has 3 presets. So if I hit the settings thing here, in the upper right, you see there's like an orange, an apple, and a pineapple. So you can have 3 like scenes set up. Ooh, that was cool. With different settings. So yeah, basically 3 presets, and you can have up to 8 LFOs. So I've got the max number of LFOs here. But you could have less if you want. Chad says, my daughter just threw a Polly Pocket at my other daughter's head. So all in all, I'd say successful stream viewing. Hell yeah. Yeah, so if you want 30 presets, you have 10 iPads. That is correct. And again, this isn't just about the iPad app, right? Like, so we're sending all this bloop volume right here. All it's doing is sending MIDI CC 14, a value from 0 to 127 on channel 4. You see there at the bottom there, CC 14, channel 4. So so MIDI CC stands for continuous controller, and there's a value attached to it. So I'm sending on channel 4 to MIDI CC number 14 with a value from 0 to 127. And the value comes from that ribbon, so it's like 0 to whatever half of 127 is there. That's so anything that can put MIDI value out can do this. Like when I was testing this stuff, I connected the Bluetooth thing to my iMac and did similar stuff with Ableton, sending MIDI CC values out from the clip launcher and doing stuff that way. So, all right, I'm ready to start winding down here. Does anyone else have any stuff they want to see or talk about for this afternoon stream here? Don Donovan, just wanted to say you rule, Andy. Thanks for doing the stream. It's very interesting. You're welcome. Mr. Cowfood says, can ribbon set the LFO to different shapes, or can you automate stepping with your finger? Yeah, it's all, like I mentioned, it's all based on, it records the movement of my finger. So like I can do like a crazy like slow ramp down, and it is listening to this right now. So I am lowering the volume, and then I could do like a quick ramp up, like whoop, like that. Thank you, Zach and Don. I appreciate that. So the shape of the LFO is based on how you draw it with your finger. But does, Young Shay says, does Blooper MIDI sync with Beat Buddy? I don't know what Beat Buddy is, but if you can send a MIDI clock signal to Blooper, it will sync to it. Anything that, sends a clock signal can be synced to Blooper, or Blooper can be synced to it. So I'm not familiar with Beat Buddy, but if it can send a clock signal out, then yeah, absolutely. And Blooper can listen into CV clock and MIDI clock. So. Also, the stuff Nightbot is saying about patron-only streams is not true right now. But it is true for the morning streams that I do. Although I have gotten a few new patrons, so thank you for that. during the stream. But yeah, I'm done unless you guys have other questions. I'm here to hang out. Thank you, Boonita. Ken, I'm doing another morning stream tomorrow. Oops. But yeah, I'm thinking about ramping up my streaming here, folks. But yeah, tomorrow 7 a.m. my time, I'll be streaming. And then I'll come up with a schedule for next week. We'll do another office hours. We'll do more morning care streams. Where else can you find me? I don't know where else, just here. No, I used to stream on Twitch a little bit, but it seemed a little silly to start streaming on a platform where I would have 0 followers as opposed to a platform where I already have 100,000 followers. I should probably just go ahead and leverage the platform where I already have 100,000 followers. That's kind of what I'm planning on here. But I think Twitch has some better functionality for streamers, to be honest, in terms of making money, actually. Hey, Gummy Papa, I'm glad to help out. But yeah, if anyone... Chad, I'm gonna have to sort that out. I got a little slap on the hand from Patreon for mentioning the word giveaway on my Patreon page, so I'm trying to figure out... I gotta figure out how to do that, because I want to, but I don't want to get in trouble. James says, probably should get more listeners on Pandora like Trapped. Yeah, I just want to be like Trapped, you know? If I could just be like Trapped, I feel like life would be good.
Did somebody say Trapped?
I forgot you were here, Dave. Oh, God. What are you doing? You made another sandwich? You've probably eaten like 3 sandwiches since we last talked.
Okay, easy, buddy.
Hey, just making a joke about sandwiches.
Just hanging out. Just been listening to the stream.
That's cool. Caleb says, tell us about Trapped, Dave.
You guys, you know that one rapcore song?
Rapcore. Hold on. Not rapcore.
Sorry, rap rock?
No, they weren't even rap rock, I would say.
Well, yeah, because you like rap rock.
Yeah.
So of course you would be like, no, those guys weren't.
Does Dave want to ramp Trapped? That's what the knife smoke says.
Oh, you guys got a bunch of comedians in the chat.
Hey, it's my
There's
brand.
only one comedian on this stream, and it's me. What was Trapped's song?
Headstrong.
In like the early 2000s? Headstrong. Well, there are thousands of tweets that they have tweeted in the last couple of weeks that you guys can go read.
Check them out. They're all pretty good.
But you can't respond to them because they're only responding to people with blue check marks.
I got a blue check mark. Should I respond?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, yes. We went over this in the group chat.
Yeah, we did. I could just lay into them on Twitter.
See if you can get them on the stream. Come on.
See if we get. Hey, next week office hours with Trapped special guest. All right, I'm leaving now. Dave, thanks for being on the stream, buddy, and making sandwiches for everyone.
Thanks for streaming, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Joel, thank you for making some great pedals.
Yeah, Joel, thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna go pick mine up right now. Hey, everyone stay home. That's a thing that we should be saying.
Yeah, Dave, it is cool that Dave said that right after mentioning that he is about to leave and go out.
Well, I'm going to my car, and then I'm not leaving my car.
Yeah, no, you're good. Listen, just wrap yourself up in a trash bag, poke some holes for your eyes and nose, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be like Bradley Cooper in Silver Linings Playbook. Think about that reference, everybody.
Okay, I've not seen that movie. I'm assuming that was a great reference, though.
He wears a trash bag in that movie.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm ending. So thank you all for watching this office hours stream. This has been so great. Bye-bye. Thank you, Gummy Papa. Love you. Bye.